They say the chains of habit are too light to feel until they're too heavy to break. It's a quiet truth that governs our lives, often without us even noticing. This is the story of a man who understood this principle, inspired by the legendary discipline of Warren Buffett. He could have owned anything the world had to offer. Palatial estates on every continent, a fleet of luxury cars, a private jet waiting on the tarmac. But he chose a different path. A path most people with his means would never even consider. He chose simplicity. He still lives in the same modest house he bought decades ago. There are no high gates, no security team patrolling the perimeter, no staff waiting on his every need. It's just a home, built of bricks and mortar, but sustained by something far stronger: habits. He could have easily afforded a sprawling mansion, a symbol of his success for all to see. But as he often says, why would I want a dozen homes I can't live in? One good home is all you need. For him, money was never the end goal. It was a tool, a means to an end, not a trophy to be polished and displayed. And he knew deep down that the moment your tools start to control you, they become chains. He drove the same reliable, old car for years, long after he could have filled a garage with the latest models. He didn't do it because he had to. He did it because the car still worked. It got him from point A to point B, and that was its purpose. He resisted buying a private jet until he was well into his later years. And even then, he treated it as a practical tool for business, not a status symbol. He understood a fundamental secret. Living below your means isn't about sacrifice. It's about freedom. It's the ultimate form of independence. Every morning, without fail, he grabs a simple breakfast from a local drive-thru. On days when the market is down, he'll choose the most basic, cheapest option on the menu. On good days, he might splurge a little, spending an extra $1 or $2 for something slightly better. He always pays with exact change, counted out carefully from a small cup he keeps in his car's console. Some might call this cheap, but it's not. It is mindfulness in action. It's a daily ritual of discipline, a small reminder that every penny has a purpose. Because the way you handle the small things, the insignificant details, is ultimately the way you handle the big things. You won't see him draped in designer clothes or flashing expensive logos. He wears simple, functional attire that serves its purpose. He uses a basic phone that makes calls and sends messages. He knows that spending money to impress other people is the fastest and most certain path to being trapped, a prisoner of perception and expectation. He chose to be free. This philosophy wasn't born overnight. From his earliest childhood, he developed a powerful habit. He saved more than he spent. While other kids were spending their allowance on candy and toys, he was tracking every expense in his small notebook. He learned to invest his small savings instead of wasting them on fleeting pleasures. These were not grand gestures. They were small, almost invisible habits. But compounded over decades, these tiny seeds of discipline grew into a forest of immense wealth. He understood that the compounding of money was powerful, but the compounding of good habits was invincible. It was this foundation of discipline that allowed him to build quietly and steadily, while others chased fleeting trends. He often argues that most people fail at saving, not because they don't earn enough, but because they can't resist the siren call of status. The pressure to show off, to keep up with their neighbors, to buy the bigger house or the faster car, becomes an addiction. They spend first and hope to save what's left, but there is never anything left. He did the exact opposite. His mantra was simple and unyielding. Save first, and then learn to live on what remains. This wasn't a suggestion. It was a law. By securing his future first, he gave himself the permission to live comfortably and without stress on the rest. He flipped the conventional script, and in doing so, rewrote his financial destiny. He never rushed into an early retirement, not because he needed the money, but because he genuinely loved the work. He found joy in the process, in the challenge of building and creating value. His simple lifestyle afforded him this incredible luxury because he wasn't burdened by massive overheads or the constant need to maintain a lavish image. He was free. He had the freedom to keep working on his own terms, the freedom to learn, to grow, and to pursue his passions without the crushing weight of managing excessive luxury. He discovered that the less he owned, the more he owned himself. True freedom, he would say, isn't about having enough money to do nothing. It's about having enough money to do anything you want. In our world, we are conditioned to recognize a certain kind of wealth. It's the flashy, loud, and ostentatious kind. The kind that screams for attention with fast cars, extravagant parties, and influencer lifestyles. It is a wealth of outward consumption, designed to be seen and envied. But there is another kind of wealth, a deeper, more powerful kind. This is real wealth. It's calm, steady, and quiet. It's the silent growth of a well-tended portfolio. It's the financial peace that comes from knowing you are secure, that you are prepared for whatever life throws your way. It is the capacity to use money as it was intended, as a means to freedom, not as a measure of your worth or a tool for social competition. The ultimate message of his life is one of profound simplicity. True, lasting wealth is not born from lottery wins or market frenzies. It is forged in the fires of daily discipline, in the quiet commitment to simplicity, and in the mindful act of spending less than you earn. It's not about what you accumulate or what you own. It's about how you use what you have to build a life of purpose and peace. It's about owning your time, your choices, and your future. The things that glitter are rarely gold, and the most valuable assets we can possess, discipline, patience, and peace of mind, are the ones that cannot be bought. The implicit lesson here is a timeless one. Adopt these frugal, mindful habits as early as you can. Resist the temptation of lifestyle inflation as your income grows. Learn to see money not as something to be spent, but as a tool to be wielded for your long-term benefit. If you can master these simple principles, you won't just be building a bank account. Over time, you will build something far more valuable, a fortress of financial security, a life free from the stress of debt and the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from being the master of your own destiny, not a slave to your possessions. If you enjoyed this beautiful story and reflection, don't forget to share it with anyone you think might find it useful. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos and new reflections for your life. See you in the next video. See you soon.